Hey everybody, Barry back here with another special edition of Music Wednesday. I've got several guests. You can obviously tell we're in a very, very cool location. One of the coolest locations in town, I think.
I think so too, yeah. Beautiful place.
This is, real quick, this is the Heart Gallery where homeless and people in need can come and create art and sell it and then benefit from it, right?
People with disabilities as well. We kind of help reach out to that population of artists.
We're going to talk about that. But Shaughnessy, introduce yourself, introduce our guests, and then tell everybody why we're here.
Okay, well, I'm Shaughnessy, and we're here today in particular because on Sunday, May 19th, there's an event called GIVE5. GIVE5 happened about 7 times in the mid-2000s, and now we're doing it again this Sunday. It takes place in 10 locations up and down East and West Main Street. The Heart Gallery is one where we're going to feature poets. And the goal, and we reached that goal actually a couple days ago, was to feature 100 local Chattanoogan musicians, poets, artists. There's one girl who eats fire, there's a juggler, there's dance groups, but to feature all these performers and entertainers in all these different local businesses. People come in, take part in the show, view it, and we ask them to give to donate $5 basically everywhere they go. And then that $5 at each place gets added up, and then we go to support this time, 2 local homeless families.
Very cool. Very cool. We're going to talk to one of the former beneficiaries of not just this event, but things like
the
it,
previous,
right?
yeah. When we first started, we would have maybe a single mother that we would hear about, or someone I knew, or someone through my job, or someone that someone would mention like, hey, maybe we could do something just a little extra. And so some of the events were much smaller, and this would be the biggest one that we've done before.
Okay. And Ray, what's your last name?
Zimmerman.
Ray Zimmerman. I know
Yes.
I'm familiar with your work from other things. I don't know that we'd ever actually met. I didn't realize it was his last name. So
Yeah.
Ray's going to read a piece of poetry for us as representative of what's going on here. Then we've got Eldridge is going to perform, and Billy Ann Crew. I'm sorry, Billy Ann. Billy Ann Crew is going to perform as well. So
Then if you wanted to represent some of the dancers,
I will be doing some dancing later on. So it's a fun event.
that would be good. If you go on Facebook and you search for GIVE5, the number 5, and then freely, GIVE5 freely, then you'll see the page that has all the performers and schedules and everything on it.
And unscripted, but a place like this, somebody comes in, the art is going to be for sale as well.
So there will be representative from the Heart Gallery here on Sunday, where people could come and just visit the Heart Gallery in general.
Okay.
While they're here, there'll be poetry from 1 to
Right.
4 p.m. also as part of the GIVE5 event. And then if they want to donate specifically to the event, every location like the Well and the
That's
Heart
right.
Gallery
Yeah,
and
yeah.
State of Confusion and Hi-Fi Clydes and Main Terrain Park and all these places will have just basically a big donation bucket
Gotcha.
by the stage.
So you can give
People can
5
donate.
or more.
Yeah,
That's
5
what I
and
was
more.
getting at.
Sure,
You didn't
gotcha.
have to
Yeah,
limit
give
it
5
to
or
that.
more.
We just lost. And we're back. We're back. Okay. All right. So Shaughnessy and I are going to step out of the picture here. Ray's going to read for us, and then we're going to come back with Brittany, and then we're going to have a little bit more music. So, Ray, take it away.
All right. My name is Ray Zimmerman. I'll be hosting the venue at Starline Books on Sunday. And this poem is titled Reincarnation. An old vulture landed in a tree overlooking Chickamauga Creek, gave me a sidelong glance. I thought of Edward Abbey, critic of government agencies, professor and park ranger. Abbey is buried in an illegal grave. A cairn of stones cover his remains. His friend saw to his request, wrote on one stone, Edward Abbey, no comment. The nemesis of Glen Canyon Dam desired no memorial, got one anyway. He always said he'd come back as a vulture next time, just seemed fitting. I looked up into the oak, said, hey there, Ed, looks like a good day for fishing. Abby didn't say a word, just gave me that sidelong look, the old buzzard. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. That was Ray Zimmerman. Once I realized who he was, Ray does all kinds of poetry things around town, so I've probably written his name 1,000 times in the paper. With me right now is Brittany. You're one of the past recipients of these sorts of benefits, right?
Yeah, I am.
Tell us a little bit about your story and what that sort of has meant for you.
Sure. It has been, it'll be 11 years this year. It was 2008, and when I was asked to share, as a past recipient, I'm happy to do that because I'm passionate about this cause, but I also get a little self-conscious because I think my story isn't the most tragic, it's not the most remarkable, it's common. What the deal was, I was just real young, had 2 little boys, and was married, and in a series of unfortunate events, I guess, all of a sudden overnight found myself, a single mom with these literal babies. One was 5 months and one was almost 2. So they were little. I had no job, quickly then had no way to pay the rent. Kids need to eat, they need the diapers, so it became kind of a desperate situation, right away. And it was right before Christmas, someone close to me in my life came up to me and said, your name has been nominated as, someone that this GIVE5 event wants to help. And I hadn't heard of the event, wasn't familiar with it at all. And I said, great, because at the time, we were just, we lived in someone's basement, we were on food stamps, really struggling. And so great, whatever help would be awesome, and then I kind of forgot about it until I want to say it was, it's been a while, but I want to say it's, a couple weeks before Christmas, this contact person in my life, who was the contact person with the event, came to me with just a plain envelope and a beautifully wrapped gift. And in the envelope was, I've lost track now how much it was, but it was a good chunk of money. And at that time, especially a good chunk of money for us. Sure. And there were no strings attached. There was no, this needs to go to this, and this. It was, here's a gift. We've heard that you're struggling and could use, a hand, a hug, this kind of thing. And that money lasted us much more than a month for all of our, expenses. It was such an encouragement to me. Obviously it helped us, in a huge way financially and, to kind of get me up on my feet a little bit, but truly to just know that the community cared. These were strangers, and sure. Like I say, I wasn't the most horrific case, or tragedy story.
Well, you say that, but to you, I'm sure it meant a lot. It's tragic if it's happening to you, right? I don't mean to belittle, but everyone's situation is different and meaningful and powerful and tragic if it's your world. So.
Exactly. And just to know that the community, strangers who didn't know who didn't know, why is she a single mom? What'd she do? They didn't know the history. They didn't care. They were supporting. They heard, hey, there's a single mom who needs a little help. And they came out for it, and it blessed me. And one little other thing that came with that too was there was a gift, and it was a stranger, some woman had beautifully wrapped a bathrobe, like a really soft, bathrobe, and new Christmas pajamas for each of my kids, and just a little card, and it was basically like, I've also walked this path, and my kids are grown now. I just want to. It almost makes me choke up, like talking about it. It was super emotional for me. Sure. Yeah, and just encouragement. That you will get through this. We're here for you. And so the bathrobe was bright pink, and I still have it. It's been coming up on 11 years. My kids outgrew their pajamas, of course, but I still wear that robe all the time, and I make sure to remember, boys, where I got this. You remember that time, because it was so powerful to me, and it still is powerful to me. And so now that I'm happily remarried, have 2 more kids, went on to finish my education and everything, and now I'm so excited to just be kind of on the other side where now I'm in a position that I can help, because I just, it's a different situation. I know we're helping homeless families this time, and we were not homeless per se, but
in need. And it got you over
exactly
the big hump, right?
Exactly. So I'm just thrilled to be a small part of it this time.
Well, thank you very much for coming out and sharing that story and making the trip across town.
Oh.
And good luck with everything.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Brittany.
Pleasure.
Thank you. All right, Leslie's here with us. We're going to bring Lon. You going to be next, or Billy Ann? I guess Lana's ready. All right.
Lana's ready. Lawn mower, I like to call him. Yeah.
So the event is all up and down Main Street.
GIVE5.
Poetry, GIVE5. Poetry here at Hart. There will be music. Do you know where you're going to be performing?
I'm going to be at the Main Terrain Art Park, which
Nice.
is down here on West Main.
And Barry, tell everybody the date again.
Sunday.
Starting
Sunday.
at.
We had Shaughnessy on, was earlier talking
Right.
about that. So
If you're
starting
just
this
tuning in.
afternoon, right?
My set's in the evening, I think 5 o'clock.
And you said where?
At the Main Terrain
Main
Art
Terrain.
Park. It's
It's
on
another
West
cool
Main.
space.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, another very, very cool space.
All right.
So
Awesome.
what are you going to do right now?
I'm going to play a little tune.
Let me guess. It'll be women empowering and jazzy, maybe.
I'm going to do a ragtime number.
Okay.
Very
This
cool.
is just a silly.
Good
Ron
guess.
Eldridge.
It's just silly. It's just silly.
Yeah, this is called Ragtime Millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your hat off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. Mr. Henry gonna send me a new Ford each month. All you little people can take my junk. Bring a little sign says in God we trust. I don't mean to start no fuss. All you little people take your hat off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your hat off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. Some of the boys think that I'm gonna be late. No, if you please, I got a 28. Some of the boys think they can catch me at last. All I got to do is just step on the gas. All you little people take your hat off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your hat off to me. 'Cause I'm a ragtime millionaire. Every tooth in my head is solid gold. Makes them boys look icy cold. Brush my teeth with diamond dust. I don't care if the bank goes bust. All you little people take your head off to me. 'Cause I'm a ragtime millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your head off to me. 'Cause I'm a ragtime millionaire. Watch out now. Gonna take my baby to a ball tonight. Make you boys treat her right. Keep her out about half the night. I don't mean to start no fight. All you little people take your head off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your head off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. Got a platinum, got a silver guitar, got platinum strings. Look at here, baby. Don't mean a thing. Get my way out on the street. I got a new one for each day of the week. All you little people take your head off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. I'm a rag. Ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your head off to me. I'm a ragtime millionaire. All you little people take your head off to me. 'Cause I'm a ragtime millionaire.
Great as always.
Thank you, thank you.
I know you're doing the Sunday evening at Main Terrain, but are you going to be at Stir as you usually are?
Most likely.
Yeah, I saw.
Let's see. Hold on. That's the first.
Let me check on our calendar.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the first Sunday of every month.
Yeah.
Is when the Stompers
So that will be the 7th of June.
Yeah. So that's
Is
not.
there something else going on before then with the 9th Street Stompers
Hmm.
locally?
I don't think locally.
Not locally.
Yeah.
Well, you should check them out. Stir, it's really fun. The
Yeah,
only
we saw
thing
them there
with
last Sunday.
Stir that because it's so busy, they don't do lyrical for anybody.
Right.
It's just
Yeah, it's instrumental.
Yeah,
so.
but it's still
Yeah,
pretty.
it's still a lot of
it would
fun.
be hard to
Fun.
hear. It
It's a
would
lot
be
of
We do stuff that we don't do at any other show, so it's something different that.
And you just played London Calling.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that go?
That was great.
Good.
Way up on the platform there, you could survey the
Yeah.
whole scene, see what was going on,
God
make sure
is
everybody was behaving down there.
I'm sure. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, cool. Thanks, Lon.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
While we're transitioning a little bit, we'll remind everybody again, this is it. We're previewing GIVE5.
The 5, which gives to people like
Homeless.
Brittany.
Right. Homeless, people in need, people like Brittany in need.
Yeah.
So
I understand. I've been in my car before too.
truly a great event. This is a great place. We're at the Heart Gallery. You can come in here, you can buy this art, and it benefits, again, you can do that year round and not just on Sunday. So
That's awesome. Yes. So Sunday, the date.
what is that?
Let me check on our calendar. The
19th.
Okay. And it's
Didn't tell me there'd be math today.
just go.
Or how much memory work.
Yeah, memory. So if social media, just put in GIVE5 Chattanooga, you'll find it. And then Barry, not to make light, but you also sleep in a tent and in your car once a year.
I've done
for a
it.
few days.
I've done it, but it's my choice, which makes a huge difference.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, it's not exactly
No, it
fun
would be
when
not
you are.
fun. You know.
It's very dangerous.
As
scary.
Brittany was saying,
Yeah.
she didn't feel like she's as bad off as some people, but like we were
Yeah.
talking about, if it's you, it's
It always can be worse.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap it up. We're going to bring Billy Ann on.
Billy Ann Cruz, Miss.
Another of our
Billy.
very talented local performers.
Yes, very much. What are we gonna play today?
I was just gonna play the hits.
Thanks, Lon. Okay. All right.
That's the right
Easy
answer
and
every.
simple.
It's the right answer every time, isn't it?
Yes.
All
Where are
right.
you gonna be playing real quick?
I'm gonna be playing
Yeah, where are
at
you?
the Grand Flynn
Oh,
at
awesome.
3:30.
That's fun. That's where Ridge Nightfall was. That was really fun.
Yeah, well, it has been there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Carla who runs Nightfall. That's her place.
Well,
The crepes there, or crepes, depending on how you say
which
it.
way is right? You're supposed to know.
If you're highfalutin, it's crepes.
Oh, great.
I usually say crepes.
We're from the south.
They're very
They're
good. though.
crepes.
Crepes.
We're from the trailer park, so
I
it's
used to have to
crepes.
make those. I worked at a coffee shop once, and I had to actually make them.
Wow.
They're
Yeah,
annoying.
they're good.
I
They're annoying to
discovered- We just discovered something about her. I could see that. So, again, I know you've already went over it. What does this cost?
Well, it's a $5 donation, hence the
That's
name.
awesome.
But you can give more, obviously. But 5 is what they're asking.
So
Like,
just
there's 10
$5.
locations up and
Give
down
5.
the Main Street.
Okay, a lot of
Give
people are
5,
asking me
you
what
give
it
them
meant. Like
That's what-
5 bands,
give
$5.
$5. Give
What was it?
$5.
Give $5.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, so we'll let you just take us on out, if that's
Yeah.
cool. Thank you so much. Thanks to Lon. Thanks to Ray. Thanks to
Brittany,
Shaughnessy,
the Heart
Brittany,
Gallery,
for letting us in here. Very
Yes.
cool. So y'all support this because it's a really cool event.
Helping Hands
And like I
Gallery.
said, come support this place, especially year round. It doesn't
Yeah,
just have to
so
be on
cool.
Sundays.
Great for gifts. All right,
Thank
Billy is a closer. He's a closer.
With the hit.
And we're having, real quick, another show where she's closing for Roger Ellen Wade, which is going to benefit a room in the inn July 17th at the shop. We'll update you. Okay.
It's a Friday.
Okay.
I forgot that date. Okay.